Ooh, all right. Let's take it there. Oh man, hold on. All right. He said the black man, right?
Yes.
So let's take it to ancient Sanskrit, right? There's a word called manus. I think it's M-A-N-U-S. If I'm wrong, please correct me. You know, it's a lesson to be learned in correction. That means mind. Okay. So the true definition of man, M-A-N, means mind. So that takes us away from the physical aspect of who we are and take us to a whole different essence of this thing going on within us.
Right.
So the physical body of man is temporary.
Right.
We get older. We get sick. You know what I'm saying? The knees don't work the way they did in our 20s. I used to be able to dunk.
Okay.
I still play ball at 40. I got a jump shot, but I'm not dunking no more. But over time, it's letting me know that we're on borrowed time. Right? We all on borrowed time. Right? So being that you're on borrowed time, you're really supposed to be building on a legacy of something that you're going to leave behind to carry your legacy on. So being that we're on borrowed time, even though the flesh is finite and will fade away, your mind, which is not flesh, which is energy at the base of it, because energy is never lost or destroyed, it's only what?
Transfer, yeah.
So consciousness being a form of energy can never die.
Yeah. That I gotta sit with that. I'm gonna have to watch this episode again.
Because you asked me something, I'm trying to, you know, take it back to that.
What's stopping us from being God body?
What's stopping us from? All right. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Your thoughts, your thought process will stop you. It will railroad you on anything. Anything that's in your way that's stopping you is only a reflection of yourself. Buddha taught that the only devil that man really truly need to save himself from is the one that he faces. I tell people the first devil that I need to conquer is the one I'm looking at in the mirror every day when I get up and brush my teeth and groom myself. Right? And I'm basing that on my thoughts. Because I can think negative all day. Remember how we was talking about certain, you know, chemical reactions happening in the body? Case in point, I had to be about 19, man. And I was writing these rhymes I had, right?
Right.
And I was saying some, locking in my chest like bronchitis.
Okay.
Yo, you know, after reciting that, and I know you could tie this in, right? I ain't never started having breathing problems till after that.
Are you serious?
So think about it. I know that, like the power of prayer or affirmations, right? If you recite prayer over and over again, or recite affirmations over and over again, the neurons build and become stronger on the brain, right? So to the point where I was taught, like, the more you build on the thought, the more realer it becomes.
And that's science. That is medically proven.
I told you I'm a geek.
Okay, and people that know me know I'm quick. If I see something pseudo, I'm quick.
Yeah.
No. What you said is real. Because it's been said and proven that scientifically proven that when you learn new information or when you repeatedly do something, it builds up neurological pathways in your brain.
In your brain, yeah.
And you're totally you engineer yourself.
Right. So think about it, man. Now you done built that up and it's strong on you. Now your perception of how you see reality, or your reality, or what's real to you. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If I can get the perception of someone to change on a more positive level, right? Then they start carrying themselves different. They start living different. They stop indulging in things that they used to.
Right.
Now you did mention the higher self and the lower self.
Right.
All right. So this is when it gets pseudo, because it's not something that I could physically grab.
Okay.
Just like consciousness, right? Consciousness is not something that we could put on a bottle and sell on the shelf.
Yeah, it's not tangible.
Right? It's not tangible. Higher self, right, and the lower self. We got two cells in one body, the way it goes, right? I learned that a higher self through more science. as a child, I suffered from anger issues because of certain situations I come up in and things that I went through. Now, I always felt there was a war going on inside of me,
Really?
right? That was the battle of the higher and lower self. You ever seen, remember the cartoons where, like, it'd be a character, then they have a angel on this side,
Yeah, the demon,
and
the
the devil on
devil,
that side,
yeah.
and they like, no, go my way, no, go
Yeah.
my way. That's that battle, higher and lower self.
Right.
Now, the higher self is the essence of who we really are. That's the true essence of who you really are.
Wow.
The lower self, right? I'm not going down the lower self because there's times when you need to kick in your lower self. If somebody try to pull a home invasion and run up in here,
Yeah.
you don't want to be on your higher self like, oh, just take everything, peace, this, and that. No, your lower self is going to be like, nah,
Right.
I'm about to get you up off me.
Real quick.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people speak in a negative way towards lower self, but I'm saying if it exists, then there's a reason for it. The thing is, you have to find a balance between higher and lower self, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a scale. Remember we talked about the scale?
Yeah.
You got to find a balance. Nothing is really, truly, ever perfectly balanced.
Oh yeah, we building on that earlier.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing, you try to get as close as you can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even the universe is in a position of trying to balance itself. But everything requires balance. Everything. So, back to the thing of why we can't reach what we need to reach is because one thing, like we said earlier, we're not thinking for ourselves. If you can't think for yourself, then you can't form the proper perspective of who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And your perception of who you are determines how you go out the house and live yourself. So think about it. If I can't govern myself as a man, that means I can't govern my household, I can't govern my marriage, I can't govern my family. If I can't govern my family, my household, and myself, how can I go out into my community and be a part of a system where governing needs to take
Did y'all hear what this man just said?
No. I mean, it's not like a lot of things we're saying. It's not rocket science.
No, but no,
It's only because we're dealing with consciousness is being brought to our awareness.
Right. And I guess my thing is, even if you look at our bodies, the way we're designed,
Right.
we're designed to see exteriorly,
Oh,
outwardly.
Man, yeah.
So we see everybody's shortcomings, everybody faults.
man.
But if you look in that mirror,
Right.
or you internalize and reflect,
Right.
that stuff you gotta tighten up on.
The stuff you gotta tighten up on.
Basic, like
Yeah,
fundamental
yeah.
stuff.
That's it. What good am I to the community if I'm no good to myself?
It's all bad.
There you go.
And I guess that what you just said speaks to accountability. I feel like
Wow, that's the word right there. Responsibility and accountability.
right,
You
like
don't want to, oh man.
those are the key. Yeah, those are the two keys. Because
Yep.
my thing is that word accountability triggers a lot of people. I'm being real, but you're accountable. People want to fight when they hear that word.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm saying is, get your mind back. Take your mind back. You know what I'm saying? Like what is your programming? Why do you think the things you think? Why do you feel how you feel? You know, why is it that you hear certain things or you see certain people and something just flare up inside you?
Right. I left the key in the lock, but you still don't want to come out the mental prison.
Right. Exactly.
That's the hard, yo, for real, that's the hardest prison to escape. You talk about Alcatraz, but what about the mental Alcatraz? Some people are so locked into it. So that's the thing. Society will play a trick on you. Society of the day. It's a mundane thing. And like you said before, we look at ourselves and we see the tangible. We see the physical. We see the finite things, right?
Right.
But we know deep down there's something else going on inside of us.
Right.
Now this thing could be called the higher self or the essence mind or the observer. I was telling you about the observer.
Right.
All right, the way the observer works, and you probably heard of this in science because you're a man of science, but the way the observer works is that, all right, whenever you have a thought, you see the thought in vision, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Starts in the mind.
So if you was to daydream right now and be like, yo, I'm on a vacation, I'm daydreaming about my vacation, right? The observer is the one that's watching you on the vacation. It's separate from your conscious mind. it's a deeper aspect of you. There's more essence to you. It's more of the higher self. All right.
I'm struggling with this one. I'm trying to understand.
See, and this is because I have to tie it in right, and that's on me, right? I gotta find the frequency to bring it to you, right?
Okay.
That's my. If you don't get that, that's on me. I'm trying to word it to where it can tie in hand to hand.
Well, maybe if I tell you how I'm processing it, you can see where I'm going
Okay,
wrong.
let's go.
All right. So in my mind, I'm thinking consciousness. What I feel ultimately, I'm thinking there can't be an observer because that sounds like something that exists outside of my mind. So
okay.
I'm only like when you said
Right,
vacation.
it does.
So how is that a part of me if it exists outside of me?
Because it's the essence. All right, so think about it. We took the consciousness, 5 stages of consciousness, and we broke it down to 5 stages, right?
Right.
So we're saying that we have the essence mind of the higher self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or what we call the observer.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm gonna explain it to you and see what you get from this.
Okay.
So I told you that if you was having a dream, because we also call it the dreamer of the dream. If you was to close your eyes right now and envision yourself on vacation, what the observer is you watching yourself doing these activities and events.
I see what you're saying.
So the observer is that camera that's facing
Okay.
us. So the observer is also called a higher self. You brought it to my mind and my attention when you said higher self.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the higher self, man, that's just us connecting to our higher source, whatever you choose to say, God, Allah, Buddha, Yahweh, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's in you. So, we're dealing with the observer, right? Essence mind. Part of you to sit back. Whenever you was doing something wrong, or about to do something wrong, you hear a voice in your head that be like,
what you doing?
I don't think you need to do that.
Okay. That you made it more clear.
Yeah, that's what I had to build up and lead to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Or if we did do something and we know we was wrong about, somebody be like, oh man, my conscience messing with me because I did something.
So okay, let me play devil's advocate with you.
Yeah.
Everything you just said is some nonsense, man.
Let's go.
That stuff sound real cool. You got the vernacular. You well studied, brother. That sound good, but that's spookism.
Okay, we like that.
What is you talking about, bro?
Right. Thank you. The observer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What I just said. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever, like I said, you do something wrong, or you so like something you should have handled, you didn't do it. Right? And people will be worried and their mind is turning all night in the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to walk with me, because if you're not getting this, how I'm delivering it.
No,
I'm
with you.
delivering it the right way.
I'm with you.
The thing is, when I'm talking about the observer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the one you're having a dream, right? You said you had the dream.
Right.
You're having a dream, right?
Right.
And these things are going on in your dream,
Right.
but you're watching. It's like watching a movie.
Right.
That's the part of the mind that I'm calling the observer that we're talking about. So it is a part of consciousness, right?
But we're not always aware of it. Is that it? We're not always.
There you go. You're not always aware of it, because just like the shadow, it lays back in the cut.
Okay, I got you now.
You got me now?
Yeah.
It's how I was saying it. See, a lot of times like we talked about the disagreement with brothers earlier. A lot of times when it seemed like they just can't get it and they bump in the heads, sometimes you have to step back and be like, hold on, let me come at that approach. Because it's one way to try to make something work. We're trying to put a circle into a square when we're trying to look at how we don't agree on it. And sometimes we got to step out like, hold on, let me take this and flip it this way, and I'm going to bring it to him this way and see if he can grasp it that way. A lot of us don't take that. You know what I'm saying? Because if say like you've got children, right? If I'm trying to teach my child a value or something like that, and they just something that grasping, then hold on, I need to step back and reevaluate myself or what I'm saying or how I'm interacting, and then come at a way where they can grasp it and understand it.
So okay.
Right. Go ahead.
Now, when I think about the observer,
right.
I think I look at it as something that is self-reflective.
There you go.
Yeah. It's what's that? Remember that show, The Wonder Years?
Yeah.
Where
you show your age, brother.
yeah, it is. Hey,
but it's good though.
A lot of brothers didn't make it to 35.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
But it was like he'd be experiencing things, and then you hear that monologue.
There you go.
When I was 12, da 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 da.
Right. The monologue is going, but he's watching himself go through these situations, right?
Exactly.
That's what I mean by the observer. We're saying it's a part of your consciousness, but it's an aspect of your consciousness that, sits back in the cut and watches.
That makes sense.
And it reacts more on emotions, according to what they teach about the thing. But I've known that I could be in the middle of doing something I ain't got no business doing, and that thing in the back of the head be like, yo, for real? Really? You really gonna do that? You gonna play yourself like that? That's what I'm talking about.
And to build on that, one of the things I feel like the Most High has been telling me is trust energy. Cause my mind is very analytical. I need to know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. Okay. And I feel like the Most High has been telling me, like, trust what you're feeling. You don't need to open the door to know there's a nigga behind the door with a pistol.
Right. So we talk about so what they will call that is intuition, right?
Right.
So intuition is also what we would call that the state of consciousness, like the observer. Now you're a man of science, right? You're a man in the medical field. You're a man of science, right?
Right.
You ever heard of the two-slit experiment?
No, put me on game.
Now, I might be explaining it wrong, and I want you to look it up, and we can build on it later.
Okay.
Because I did want to talk about it before on my thing, right?
Okay.
Two-split is like they were shooting. All right, so like I got a metal plate, and I got two open slits.
Right.
And what I do, I'm shooting photon light through it. Right now, I'm shooting photon lights through it, and I'm observing the patterns going through the two slits. Right. So this is a slit, this is a slit, and I'm shooting photons. Going through, bam, bam, you know the terminology.
Yeah.
I'm saying, right? Shooting photons through it, right? They're going through the slit, right? Now, on the other side of the slit, certain kind of patterns line up like this because I'm observing it.
Right.
But what quantum physics